Welcome back to another episode of the Brothers Sports Podcast. This is episode 20 here with Ryland.
Yeah, what's up, everyone? This will probably be my last episode for, on my Mac, because I've been recording on my Mac the past, 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Obviously, the mic quality's been a bit different recently. Not much, though.
It's not too bad, but it's definitely not the mic that we have. The mic we have is pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. But before this episode does start, if you guys want to, go check out our gaming podcast. We talk about video games, gaming news, and stuff like that. And join our Discord we have there too, because maybe you guys will join it. I know the people who listen to our gaming one doesn't, so maybe you guys will.
Yeah, you guys are like friends.
Yeah. If you don't have any friends, good opportunity. So
yeah. All right. So Wemby is out for the rest of the season.
He has a blood clot in his shoulder. I'm pretty sure it's going to say the name here. It was something about a vein.
Yeah, I've seen the name of it.
Or a deep vein thrombosis.
Thrombosis.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what it's called.
In his right shoulder.
That sucks because he was on lock for Defense Player of the Year.
Oh, yeah. There's nobody even close except maybe AD was in that conversation, but he's
the closest person had almost 90 blocks less than Wemby.
Yeah.
When it came to that.
Probably
so
AD.
He had it in
but AD's injured too.
But he can't. So. Yeah, he can't get it now because he's injured.
He's
which
out.
Sucks.
Yeah. That's just like
Spurs Center.
It's just like Luka, where he was injured. He couldn't get voted into the All-Star game, and he's not allowed to be voted in for the All-NBA team at the end of the year because where he's missed.
Because they, you can only miss 20-something games or less now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, but it's kind of stupid too because Luka will get to play the rest of the season.
Yeah. It was only, he missed how many games? From Christmas to now,
I can't
13
remember.
or something like that. He hasn't missed that many when it comes to that. So I don't get why he doesn't.
Versus 82 games in a season.
Yeah, I don't. That rule is kind of stupid, but at the same time, I do get it. But at the same time, it's not really fair.
Yeah, I think if you play over, I don't know, over 3/4 of the season.
Yeah. You should be able to qualify for awards and stuff.
Yeah.
That's my opinion though. But Spurs center Victor Wembanyama will be out for the 2024-25 season after being diagnosed with a blood clot in his right shoulder. The team announced Thursday, which was yesterday. Yeah. We were going to go over this, but it was way too late.
Yeah.
Yesterday, whenever we got done recording for our gaming one.
And we was watching the Lakers game.
Yeah. LeBron got 40 at 40.
Yeah, again.
We're not going to talk about the 11 turnovers he had, though.
That's all right.
He was getting quadruple teamed.
Yeah.
Kind of ridiculous. But the news comes out for San Antonio was readying, the go against the Suns. As I said, before I started reading this, it's his condition's called a deep vein thrombosis. He was diagnosed after he returned from the All-Star game. The Spurs said it is almost always treated with blood thinning medication. I hope he doesn't end up like Chris Bosh though.
Yeah, Chris Bosh was pretty much forced to retire because of it. He just I remember he got blood clots in his legs, and then he was out for the rest of the season, and then he got better, came back the next season, and then he got more. So then he was just forced to retire because it just wasn't going to stop.
It spread to his lungs and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Blood clots are pretty dangerous because if they break loose, they could get in your heart and it'll make you have a heart attack and you can die from it.
Yeah. The thing is, a lot of taller people get blood clots easier. I guess
They don't have as good a circulation,
yeah,
as normal sized people.
yeah, like 7-footers and stuff like that. They can't really circulate their blood that well, I guess. Which is
Yeah.
that's kind of weird in my opinion. Like how?
I mean, yeah, I mean it does. I guess where they're taller, it's just more area for them to get
Yeah,
caught. Like especially like if you're an athlete, you're always like on the move. So like
moving.
around your
Yeah.
like his shoulder. I mean, most of the time it's in their
I mean,
legs, but in his shoulder, I mean his arms are long as crap too. So like
he has like
um
the fourth like longest wingspan in the league or something like that,
yeah.
which is so. I mean, he moves his arms up a lot, to block and stuff because that's the reason he was obviously going to get defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
He had like 80 something more blocks than the second person. I don't know who his second person is. Probably like Rudy Gobert or something like
No, there's no way.
that. I'd say it was probably like 80 or something.
I would say probably AD. No, Rudy Gobert,
Oh,
after the playoffs last year,
yeah.
Luka hit in his mouth after he won Defensive Player. There's no reason Rudy should have even won it. Like, he was even surprised that he won it.
There's no reason he should have it at all. He has like 3 of them.
Yeah, he's not.
He's not
I haven't
that
even
good.
heard of him do anything this year at all.
No. I mean, the main things you've heard about is the Lakers trade, crap like
Yeah. But even before that, like, you didn't really hear anything
that.
about Rudy Gobert because he's washed.
No, you don't hear anything when it comes to that. You hear more about like other, bench players than Rudy.
Well, even you don't even really hear much about the Timberwolves this year because they're more. I mean, they were better last season. They're kind of
They
mid
don't have
this year.
Cat. They
Yeah,
don't have Cat,
exactly.
so you're not going to hear much about them. They're gonna
Yeah, they
most
got
likely.
Anthony Edwards. Like, he's good,
I'd say
but
if
they needed Cat
if
more than they thought they
whenever
did.
yeah, because he's
They should
right
have
now.
traded Rudy instead of Cat.
I'm pretty sure he actually leads the league almost in 3-pointers. Cat does.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's just crazy because he's a really good 3-point shooter, especially for his
he's
size.
a big. It's crazy.
Yeah, but it says here, as I said, he was diagnosed after he returned from the All-Star game. Blood thinning, yada yada. Typically precludes a player from participating in a contact sport such as basketball because those blood thinners are dangerous. Because Carter, he's on blood thinners.
Yeah.
First part.
Well, blood thinners are dangerous because if you get cut, it's
If
hard to
you
get it
get
to
a
stop bleeding.
yeah, if you get just a teeny tiny cut, it'll pour and pour
Yeah,
forever.
yeah,
So
you bleed out easier. So
yeah, but it says here, athletes who are like obviously that are involved in contact sports like baseball, just football, basketball, rugby, all that, or sorry, soccer too. I gotta put soccer.
yeah,
You know, they're moving around. They have a really chance to get cut open and stuff like that from other players, and so they could bleed out possibly just getting a little like say 2-inch cut or something like that.
yeah. Especially
So
depending where it's
it's
at.
really yeah, it's really risky. But it says here Tom Osborne of the San Antonio Spurs expressed news. The team is optimistic about Wemby's long-term health and that he will recover to play next season. The reigning Kia Rookie of the Year, Wembanyama, dazzled in the 2023-24 season, posting 21.4 points, 10 rebounds, and almost 4 assists with 3.6 blocks per game in his 71 games with the Spurs, which is crazy. Being a
Yeah,
rookie and putting up those type of numbers. It's insane. But
yeah,
he was a favorite, as I said, for defensive player of the year. He led the league in blocks. He almost got 4 blocks a game with 3.8 blocks per game. He also put up 24 17.3 points and 11 rebounds as well, with almost 4 assists once again. So he's got obviously already gotten better from last year, and he's averaging more everything basically besides assists. He's averaging just like the same assists. But it says here he has taken 403 3-pointers and has blocked 176 shots this season. No player in NBA history has ever finished a season with those numbers yet. And, Wemby did it, by the All-Star break.
Yeah.
So imagine him, because the All-Star break's like halfway. So imagine him a full season, like this full season. Record-breaking numbers.
Yeah, definitely. And hopefully, it doesn't impact his future in the NBA, and it's just a one-time thing, hopefully, for him. Hopefully he gets healthy and gets back to playing basketball, but
yeah. He obviously loves basketball. I mean, he's been a pro, like a basketball pro since he was like 16.
Yeah.
Overseas, which is crazy.
Like Luka, he's been a pro since around then.
Yeah.
Like 15, I think. Luka.
15 or 16, yeah. It's just, I hope he does get better and everything like that. Kevin Love said he was in shock from it.
He was in shock.
Yeah, he said, I'm in shock. He says, I'm in shock. Miami forward Kevin Love said when, told of this news shortly after the Spurs announced, Wemby's condition. He said, absolute shock.
Yeah, I mean, it is shocking because he was just an All-Star break, trying to cheat in the skills game, but, he's having a good time and playing and being,
he was
normal.
Just having fun, just dunking, doing whatever he does. But, it does suck because no one, obviously no one deserves a blood clot, especially.
No.
Like, it's rough.
It's definitely dangerous, like I said. It can make you have a heart attack if it breaks loose and gets to your heart. But
yeah, you never know what it'll do. It's kind of unpredictable.
Mm-hmm.
But it says here he made his first, All-Star appearance last weekend, taking part in the Kia Skill Challenge. As you know, he and Chris Paul had the best time because they, they were just better. They didn't cheat; they were just better.
Yeah.
But they cheated.
Were disqualified.
They got disqualified. I'm pretty sure they're the first people to ever get disqualified from the Skills Challenge.
Probably.
In NBA history. But in the All-Star game itself, he finished with 6 points, kind of washed, and 4 rebounds as Chuck's Global Stars, defeated Kenny's Young Stars in, his All-Star debut. He had 11 points and 3 rebounds in a 41-25 loss against Shaq's OGs. So he had almost half the points for the other. That's great. But, Shaq's OGs popped off, and they didn't lose a single game because they're the GOATs.
Yeah, imagine if LeBron played.
I know. They would have blown out.
That was like the Olympic Games, pretty much.
Yeah, that was Team USA all over again, just without LeBron. But it says here, in the final of the All-Star tournament, his loss is a massive blow to the Spurs, who are contending for a playoff spot, in the Western Conference Finals. Or not the Finals, just the Western Conference in general. Which, that loss to Wemby, that he's their main player. So, that loss is really going to affect them, especially on the defensive end.
Yeah.
So, that's going to really suck, because the Spurs did have a chance to make the playoffs and stuff. But now, I don't know about it.
I doubt it.
I highly doubt it. With Wemby being out, Chris Paul is going to have to carry, and he's not much of a scorer. He's not a scorer like that.
He's a pass-first point guard.
Yeah. That's why he's second all time in assists now. That's crazy.
I thought it was steals.
Oh yeah, no, it is steals. That's crazy too, because he's a good yeah, he's not going to pass John Stockton, because John Stockton's stats got boosted like a crap ton back
like
then.
Michael Jordan's.
Yeah, like Michael Jordan's defensive player of the year stats.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna get hate on that, but it's already been proved.
Mm-hmm. He didn't deserve that at all.
No.
Imagine if they
There's
boosted LeBron's stats.
Oh, LeBron would be the best defender in the league.
Yeah.
But it says here, obviously such cases have affected NBA players, before, including now, Hall of Famer Chris Bosh, whose career was cut short after he was diagnosed with blood clots. Some athletes have, obviously came back, and some better than ever after dealing with blood clots. Like Chris Bosh, as Ashton said, he got better, after, he came back and stuff.
Yeah, but
From
then
his first blood clot,
then they
and
came
then he
back.
got it again. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sucks. Imagine you think you're all better. A year later, or a year or two later, you get the blood clots back, and then you actually have to retire from a game, like you love and stuff.
Yeah.
But it says here, Serena Williams was diagnosed with the problem known as pulmonary embolism, a clot on the lung in 2011, and was the dominant women's tennis player. She was the most dominant women's tennis player in the world again when she returned. That's like an example, I guess.
Yeah.
Because which I mean, at least she got better and stuff. And there was a clot in the lung that's really dangerous,
Oh yeah,
especially because
definitely.
it's really close to the heart.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really, she said here, is the scariest thing I've ever experienced. She said that
Definitely.
months after returning. But Wemby is widely considered the brightest young star in the game, which I think so as well. Because, who else is blocking, getting 4 blocks a game like that?
Going the dude's huge. He better
I
be getting
know.
blocks.
Oh, Bobo ain't doing that, correct?
He don't get no minutes though.
Yeah, I know. They're starting to actually play him more, though. I've seen, which he deserves playing
I don't know
time.
why they haven't played him since they drafted him.
He's been in the league like 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
He's barely gotten playing time. It's bullcrap,
Who's he
honestly.
with now?
The Suns.
Suns. That's right.
I don't get why they don't play him. It's because they have Kevin Durant. I don't know.
No.
You know who he is. But it says here, I've seen one quote that he says that nobody better call him past 9 o'clock at night because he's either reading or he's asleep. I think that's super cool. I think that's super dope. Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James said, "Yeah, LeBron likes reading. He can't get past the first page, but LeBron likes reading."
Hey, LeBron, you like him going to bed at 9? I go to bed at 8.
Yeah, LeBron will make it a challenge. But it says here, that lets where his mind frame is at, where he is at, intellectually, and I think he's been great. Obviously for the franchise with the Spurs, but he's going to be great for our league, for obviously many years to come. Which he's going to be once he actually hits his prime. He's going to be unstoppable. He's going to be like Shaq, but better. More dominant when it comes to the 3 ball because he's scored more 3-pointers than Curry has like in his first 2 years. Klay Thompson, Ray Allen, all of them. He scored more than like all of them.
Yeah.
When it comes to 3, and he's 7'4", 7'5", or something like that. That's kind of ridiculous.
It is, but at the same time, like still those guys like Curry changed the game. So like his first couple years, he wasn't shooting as many threes as he is now. Still at that time, it was kind of, you don't shoot that many threes, but.
Yeah, because he got drafted in what, 2009?
I think so.
I think it was 2009. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And back then, obviously Ray Allen, the best shooter ever.
He still is.
Hmm.
He just wasn't allowed to shoot that many.
Yeah, he did it on a way better efficiency.
Yeah.
Even James Harden's second now. James Harden shot over like 2,000 more
James
threes.
Harden is not.
More.
No, he's not. Just because you make that many doesn't mean you're necessarily good. Because if you
He
take
just chucks and chucks and
so
chucks
many
them out.
shots, eventually, you're going to fall.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm not impressed, James Harden, at all.
Yeah, you may be kind of number one on the list now because Curry's just up there in his own world.
Yeah.
But you may be technically number one on the list, but I mean, you're not good.
No, you're not.
Ray Allen's still above you. He shot a way better efficiency.
Ray Allen should come back and just whoop everybody.
Yeah, Ray Allen. I mean, crap, he's fit. He plays basketball all the time
every day.
still. So, like, he could go to Taiwan and dominate like how Dwight Howard is.
Yeah, he definitely could.
Yeah, he may be in his 40s. That's okay.
That's okay. He's almost 50 now.
No, he is, isn't he? He's getting old.
Old as crap. I think he was born in 77.
Maybe.
It'd be like 47.
Yeah.
Oh, daggone, he's born in 75. He is 49.
He's our mom's age.
Yeah.
Huh.
He'll be 50 in July 20th.
That's a flex, being the same age as Ray Allen.
Yeah.
I'll tell our mom, hey mom, do you know you're the same age as the GOAT 3-point shooter, Ray Allen?
Our mom ain't good like Ray Allen.
Yeah, mom's washed compared to Ray Allen.
Yeah, she is.
But I really do hope Wemby gets better, though. He doesn't deserve that crap. No one does. Hope he does get better. And obviously, the Spurs did say he's going to be good for next season, being able to play next season. He's going to be fully out for the season now, which sucks. So most likely the Spurs won't make it to the
play-in. Yeah,
they have a chance, but it's going to be close if they even do make it to the play-in. But Wemby, I know you listen to this because we're the most popular sports podcast ever. So
exactly, Wemby's listening.
Yeah, so we hope you feel better and get better.
Yeah.
Don't cut yourself because you might die because of the blood thinners.
Don't do that.
So just don't try not to get any cuts. I do hope he gets better though.
Yeah,
he was a
me too.
lock for the defensive player of the year.
Oh yeah,
no one was even close.
I mean, even now, still, people, whoever's in second probably still won't reach Wemby's blocks by the end of the season.
Let me look real quick. I don't know.
Only 30 games left?
Yeah, something like that.
Not counting playoffs. I think it may be AD.
Jaren Jackson Jr. is the second. He has the second best defensive player of the year odds.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's AD's been injured though. So I don't know where AD is on that list because ad blockers on my the Opera GX that I use. The web browser I use. It won't let me actually look at it, but Jaren Jackson Jr. is the up and comer behind Wemby. And he's far behind Wemby. So
wow. Okay.
Yeah. I thought it was someone else, not him.
Yeah, I didn't. I thought it'd be AD because AD does get a crap ton of blocks, but
yeah.
But we can move on then. Luka Doncic is shell-shocked, and that's been the vibe ever since the Lakers trade.
Yeah. Luka, he's obviously not been himself. He's averaging 14 on a very terrible efficiency when it comes to playing the Lakers, but I get why.
Yeah.
He's obviously hasn't played a game in
2 months.
2 months.
And then also getting traded, still thinking about that. You're used to being the number one player on your team. Now you got to share that with LeBron. So it's just
and
a
LeBron,
lot going on. You got to get used to the new team, get chemistry down with all your teammates, and it is a lot. And I understand people's like, "Oh, he's trash now. LeBron makes everybody worse." No, Luka will get it.
No,
you won't be saying that whenever Luka drops 50
for example,
again.
Like whenever AD came to the Lakers, they didn't do good at the start.
No,
it takes time for,
and then they won championship.
whenever, yeah, exactly. Whenever LeBron, Chris Bosh went to the Heat, they didn't pop off straight away.
No, it takes time to get used to.
When Bron went to the Cavs, again they didn't pop off straight away, but then they started winning.
Yeah.
It takes time. It's only been 3 games.
Yeah, and Luka's on minutes restrictions.
Yeah, he's gonna get off that soon, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he was off last night, and then he'll play, I believe, Saturday. They said that he's probable.
Yeah,
against the Nuggets.
He's just trying to take care of his body more. He doesn't want to get injured like that. Yeah.
No, definitely, yeah.
But it says here the Lakers at least have been, had one brief shining moment, with the day since, they pulled off the shocking trade that brought Luka, from obviously Dallas to LA. For a package highlighted by Anthony Davis, they beat Utah, by a blowout in, Luka's debut by more than a week ago. It's crazy. Luka's already been on the Lakers for like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But he's only played 3 games, so
yeah.
It says here, since then the team has lost a rematch against, the Utah Jazz since the trade has been made for the big man. To help balance the roster. Yeah, we got a trash big man, Alex Len.
Oh my gosh.
He's terrible.
He is so bad. Like, I understand we just talking about chemistry and stuff, but sometimes chemistry just won't fix if you are complete garbage.
No, it's on it. Like, he would go, for pick and rolls. He kept trying to go towards the basket. Let's say you were calling a pick and roll on, 2K.
Yeah.
Right. He would do what the AI does every time he'd screen. Like, you'd call for a screen, but he would go straight to the paint, like you were going to pass it to him, and then he'd be lost on defense. It was ridiculous. He needs traded, even though they make any more trades. Terrible.
All right, so let's see. Night before last, so Wednesday night, they played the Hornets at home, and that's the game that they lost because Austin Reeves got ejected because he cussing around. But Alex Len, he did only play 10 minutes, but he had 1 rebound, and that's literally the only stat he had except for a foul. And then last night, JJ Redick's just like, you're not even playing. Like, he didn't even put him in the game. It says he did not play because it was the coach's decision.
He doesn't want to deal with his washed on end.
Yeah, like, I'd rather have woman beater than Alex Len.
Yeah, because woman beater knows how to play. Like, he's been good recently.
Yeah, I mean, I will take it, but I'm very surprised.
I am surprised. Like, I like he's playing good. He's actually playing good for the team.
I just know though he's not going to be able to do anything against Jokic tomorrow.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to do anything.
But even Alex Len though, he won't be able to do crap against Jokic either. I don't think.
Jokic, no one can stop Jokic.
Not even AD. Yeah, the only Lakers center that could stop Jokic is Dwight Howard, and JaVale McGee could too.
Yeah, JaVale McGee. So we need Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard's wanted to come back to the Lakers, but
for years, and they just won't. I don't understand why. I haven't actually seen a reason why. Like, he's openly ready to sign at any time.
Yeah, he says it like every post he posts, like, "Hey, Lakers, sign me, Lakers."
I don't understand, man. The dude helped you win a championship. Without him, I mean, yeah, we had JaVale, but I mean, they kept JaVale and Dwight kind of kept switching between playoff series depending on who was better for that specific team that they were playing against. Like,
yeah, like they looked at like stats and say like who plays better during
for that specific team, like whatever center they's going
yeah.
against. Like
But
for Jokic, both
Jack,
of them done really good, but no, just
yeah,
get Dwight back, man. You see what he's doing to those people in Taiwan, man. He still has it.
yeah,
All we need him for is rebounds and defense. That's it. Like, we don't need him for
yeah.
points.
He's
Luka, we
really
got him
good
for
at
points. We got LeBron for points, and Austin Reeves. Like,
yeah.
we don't need points.
Dwight Howard somehow not top 75 player of all time, but yeah, he has 3 defensive player of the years.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
That's bullcrap.
he has multiple all defensive, team years and everything. Like I don't get how he's not top 75 of all time.
No, there's no reason that he shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Bullcrap.
It is bull. Because prime Dwight Howard, he was a scoring machine. He could do everything,
Mm-hmm.
Especially defense.
Yeah, especially defense.
He's like the Wemby of the past.
Of that era.
Yeah.
The early 2000s.
But
2010s.
Says here, like as I was saying, like, the team obviously they lost, to the Jazz and stuff like that. But they made a big trade, for a big man stuff. We were going to get that guy on the Hornets. So we were going to trade off Dot and Connect and who else? Was it Cam Reddish or?
Yes. Yep.
Garbage. Yeah, Dalton Connect and Cam Reddish. We traded them and then like a 2029 first round pick or something like that. That's where, we're going to trade him to the Hornets. But Mark Williams was that guy's name, right?
Yeah.
Mark Williams, he failed his physical. So we didn't get him.
I would rather add him than Alex Lynn.
Yeah. LeBron dunked on Mark Williams.
I know.
He told Mark Williams that he shouldn't have failed his physical.
This is what you get for failing your physical. Nuts to the face.
Like, yeah. Like.
That was a nice poster, too.
Yeah, it was. And people say LeBron's washed. No. But it says here, they wanted a big man to help balance the roster and a ticked off rookie, Dalton Connect, the main player. They were shipping out, in the process to make, and lost a makeup game to the Hornets. Also, a lowly bunch on their home floor on Wednesday night in a makeup game. It says here, Luka in the 3 games, as a Laker, he's averaged 14.7 points per game on 35.6 shooting percentage and 20.8 from 3. And obviously it kind of is Luka's fault that he's shooting it poorly, but it makes sense because
he's trying to get back into it too. Like, for shooters, shooting gets you back into that rhythm. So that's what he's trying to do. Yeah.
And I've seen people all over social media like, "Oh, Luka's washed now." Have they not played a single bit of basketball or say anything? Like, say you're really good at, like, I'm going to bring up a video game, like, say Call of Duty or Fortnite. Say you're really good at Fortnite or Call of Duty. Then you take months off. What happens?
You're rusty as crap.
Yeah, exactly. You get rusty. You're not used to it. That's what happens with everything. Basketball, football, everything. People, apparently, they don't do anything.
They don't. All they do is sit on their hind end and on their phone and complain about Luka and the Lakers. That's it, man. You're like 300 pounds lazy hind end that don't even play sports, and you're going to complain about Luka.
Like, oh, Luka's what? Like, I wanted to see you. You've obviously played say you play basketball your whole life, and then you get injured and take 2 months off. I want to see how you play.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and then also, how the game against the Hornets, LeBron got hit on the head.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Williams, and he was like sitting there holding his head. People are saying, "Oh, LeBron's weak." I want to see them take a hit from a full force hit, like slap, to their like a bald head.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have hair, a bald head, like.
Yeah, like because you're going when you go to block the ball, like you're not hitting it easy, like you're putting some force behind it, and then
you're like,
nah.
Yeah, people. And
They need smacked in the back of the head.
There's like this guy who's like my age saying, "Oh, LeBron's weak." I was like, "I want to see you go bald and take a slap from Mark Williams to the back of the head."
Even with hair, that would hurt.
Yeah, that would hurt, but obviously it would cushion it. But that's like getting slapped anywhere,
Bare
like when it
skin.
comes to skin. Like just a mere slap kind of stings, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's like a full force hit. Like that crap hurts.
Yeah, it's people. When it comes to LeBron, they're just run their mouth about anything. It's same with Luka too. Like it's because Luka's good. He has LeBron. Talent.
Yeah.
So they just hate on greatness is what it is. That's all it is.
Yeah, and then barely anyone hates on Michael Jordan when it comes to that, but
that's the reason they hate on LeBron though, is because Michael Jordan's the best. No, he's not, dude. He was in the 90s, and that's it. But it's time to let it go, dude. Like he played against no talent.
The only talent he played against was Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
Karl Malone and John Stockton.
He played against talent. He played against Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, and that's why they whooped his hind end. Once they retired, then he played against no talent.
And he also played in a washed-up expansion league. The Heat became a team. Mm-hmm. Like 6 other teams popped up in the NBA as well. Mm-hmm. So randoms that didn't even deserve to be in the NBA got into the league because those teams got added. People don't understand that.
Yeah, when the Heat first started, they played in the Western Conference, even though they're Eastern Conference team.
Yeah.
It was their first season.
I know MJ played against the Bad Boy Pistons, but he got tossed around, and after they got old up, washed up, then he finally beat with Pippen.
Exactly.
Then, Bird, he was injured in his back. He retired. Magic got AIDS because he wouldn't stop hoeing around. And then, obviously MJ played against like Oscar Robertson and stuff like that too. But
and people talk about, LeBron made super teams so he can win. No, Michael Jordan started that super team crap, dude. He had so many good players. The only difference is LeBron he had several different great players, but that's because players are constantly leaving and come, LeBron's leaving teams and stuff. It's not because LeBron's like, oh yeah, you come play with me, whatever. No, it's just how it happened.
LeBron can't control that.
I just think people saying, "Oh, he had a prime D Wade, he had a prime Bosh, he had a prime Kyrie, he had a prime Kevin Love." None of those players were in their prime whenever LeBron played with them. D Wade was having so many knee issues. Dude was not in his prime no more. He was just out of his prime, but he was not in his prime anymore. Yeah. He was starting to decline. Chris Bosh was not in his prime. They're saying prime Ray Allen. Dude, Ray Allen retired after 2 seasons with the Heat. The dude he was not.
Ray Allen averaged 8 points.
Yeah, that's not prime Ray.
That's not prime.
And then they said prime Kyrie.
Prime Russ.
Yeah, prime Russ. No, Russ was garbage. Melo was garbage. And then prime Kyrie. No. Kyrie didn't. Young. He was young. He was not no prime. Yes, he was good. But he was not prime.
He was averaging like 20.
He didn't actually hit his prime until I think he was on the Nets.
He did really good on the Celtics. That was like his best individual basketball was during the Celtics. But then he started doing really good with the Nets and got his career high and stuff.
Yeah.
Kyrie's had a weird. I know.
And I know Kevin Love's high end was not in his prime. His prime was on the Timberwolves.
Yeah. And I've seen something like all months before, he played with LeBron. He averaged obviously he did good. He averaged 27, stuff like that with 11 rebounds or whatnot. Oh, he gets with LeBron. Oh, he drops down to 16 points and stuff like that. That kind of happens too when a high scoring player gets on your roster.
Mm-hmm. You take a back seat to LeBron James every time.
Yeah, exactly.
And Kyrie was on that team too. Those LeBron and Kyrie are, ball dominant individuals. So that's just of course Kevin Love is going to go down because he's the worst out of those three.
Yeah, like, and obviously he's one of the better. He's like the second best defender out of those three, but that's it. Like actual scoring wise, Kyrie and LeBron are way, way better.
Way better.
You know. Then D Wade, Chris Bosh, their scoring averages they went down too playing with LeBron because LeBron averaged 27 with the Heat. Like that's how it happens. That's what happens whenever you play with people who can score.
The only people that LeBron has played with so far that was actually in their primes was I will say AD, and then now Luka.
Yeah, and Luka isn't playing good because he's still injured.
Hasn't played 2 months. I think chemistry is still surprised from the trade. I mean, there's so many minute restrictions. I mean, there's so many factors why not LeBron's, but Luka is only scoring 14 points a game. All these haters will shut up once Luka starts dropping 30 and 50 on them like he used to.
Yeah, then we'll have AR getting 18 to 20 a game, LeBron getting 20-something a game. That's going to be the best offensive team.
This is going to be Luka's team.
Yeah. I mean, actually, that's debatable because, we're going to have to build around LeBron when Luka retires because, LeBron's still 20. LeBron's still 22 years old.
Yeah. So we're right now until, Luka retires, it's Luka's team.
Yeah, it's Luka's team. Like right.
And after Luka retires, it'll be LeBron's team.
Yeah. Imagine LeBron still on the Lakers at 50.
That would be, I mean,
ridiculous.
Honestly, like he probably would play good.
But obviously, he'd be way slower, but he'd probably he'll play like Luka does now. Probably,
I'd say at least 15 points a game.
Yeah, or something like that. But it literally says in this article, Luka is not 100% healthy.
He's not
on Thursday. Yeah, on Thursday morning, ESPN Insider, Shams, we're back with Shams, everyone knows him. But Luka is facing, on the situation Luka is facing in LA and pointed out two problems that are becoming, evident. One is that he's not healthy, from his recent calf injury. He's, obviously been out since Christmas. Before his recent stuff like that, though. To their recent return is still a worry, stuff like that, because obviously he's not fully healthy. And two, Luka is still dealing with the fact that the Mavs actually chose to trade him.
Yeah, he's feeling definitely betrayed.
Luka, since he was a rookie, he was the face of that franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Like how Wemby is with the Spurs. Like when he was a rookie, face of that franchise. Like that's kind of tough. Like definitely being the main player and you getting traded off.
Out of nowhere, like no warm up or nothing, no warning at all.
Yeah.
Feeling betrayed for one.
Yeah, you could tell whenever he was sitting on the bench before he actually started playing with the Lakers. He was upset. You could tell.
Oh, yeah.
Because, man, just imagine, you're so loyal to a team. You want to be like how Curry is with the Warriors.
Yeah, he said he wanted to be like Dirk. He wanted to be a Mav for his entire career.
Yeah, but then the Mavs betray him like that.
Yeah.
The Mavs have had it rough. They can lose Luka. Their assistant head coach gets arrested. They've had it rough. AD's
injured as crap.
Yeah. The Mavs are struggling.
Kyrie said he's taking things one day at a time with the Mavs, so he might leave after the season's over.
Yeah. Crap, come to the Lakers, Kyrie.
Might as well.
We'll trade majority of the bench for you, even Bronny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then LeBron will leave. Never mind. We're gonna have to keep Bronny.
keep everybody. I mean, trade everybody but Bronny, Luka, and Austin Reeves, and LeBron, obviously.
Yeah, we'll only have 5 players on the team,
but we'll win.
Yeah. And then obviously JJ will call timeouts for when they need a break, a little tiny break, just to catch their breath and get a water break. Then obviously we'll pop off best offensive team in the league.
Yeah.
Defense-wise, it's gonna be rough.
Yeah.
The best defensive player will be Bronny and LeBron.
That's rough.
Yeah. But obviously it says here, Luka's having trouble, trying to fit in with LeBron and his new
Yeah,
teammates and stuff. That's going to happen.
obviously. That's
It's
obvious.
going to be difficult being a second option or, for a while until Luka finally gets warmed up because Luka is still injured and stuff. But eventually, LeBron won't be, the first option, which will be the first in his NBA career. But
they've tried to make AD the first
yeah, but
option, but it just
it doesn't
couldn't.
work.
Don't.
He tried to hand the keys to AD. He said, "This is AD's team." AD gets injured. Like it's how it's been since
They
like
started playing
2021.
together.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But Luka, obviously is still working himself into basketball shape. That's also another reason why the Mavs probably trade him because he was apparently not healthy, like in physical shape. He looks fine to me. He looks the
He
same as
looks
he does.
fine. Yeah, he's fine.
Like
But
he may be a little bit more in weight, but he looks perfectly fine. He's still like in good condition when it comes to
yeah,
stamina and stuff like that. I mean,
he's
he's a
not
basketball
Zion.
player. Yeah, he's not. he he doesn't have a gut like Zion.
Yeah.
But it says here, and let's remember, he has played 3 games since Christmas and stuff like that. So obviously, it's going to take him a while to adjust. But right now, the Lakers are 5th in the Western Conference, which is so weird to me because they're normally 6th to 8th.
Yeah.
So it's really weird seeing them
If
on
we
that
can
number
stay out
5
of the play
spot.
in, that'd be the best thing to do.
I hope so. LeBron will have a chance of hurting his ankle in a
Yeah.
play-in game. But obviously that calf injury is obviously going to be a problem. It's still going to be a problem with the Lakers
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
why they're trying to
So
just take it easy on Luka. And
Luka, they're not going to force him to get into anything because right now we're in a perfectly fine position. We're 5th in the West. All that. But the Lakers are taking gradual steps to get Luka to how he was and stuff. Just obviously, it's different from practice and the real games, chemistry wise. It's going to be hard to get that in the rhythm. So, obviously, they'll figure it out eventually.
oh, they do. They definitely will.
Yeah, just it is going to be hard for Luka to be kind of like the second option because he's used to having a point guard as his second option.
I
And
think
LeBron, I mean,
eventually
obviously,
Luka will be that first option just once he's fully
yeah.
healthy. He will be.
Once he's fully healthy, then LeBron, he knows how to step back. He can
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a problem for like he
No.
doesn't have to have the ball. He's a pass first player. I mean,
Right.
come on, he averages 4th most assists in the league right now.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, it says here, Sham said, he's kept, hearing around Luka over the last couple weeks, and has just been the word shell shocked. Like, obviously, he's still in shock that the Mavs traded him. That's going to take time for him to heal from because obviously he looks happy as crap playing with LeBron.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
that first game when he seen Braun
That
down there at full court and
yeah,
he
fast
passed, he
break. It was
was
the
a
biggest
smile.
smile ever. Like
The
it looked
biggest,
like a
like,
little kid, you know.
he like LeBron.
He's like, holy crap.
He's like, this is awesome.
I
I mean,
never had
obviously,
anybody like that on my other team down there, getting down there that quick.
yeah. He's like, holy crap, you're already down there. Okay. Eventually, their chemistry is going to be like how D Wade and LeBron's chemistry was. It's going to be really like how good those full court passes, those lobs, everything. It's going to be just like that.
Yeah.
Just it's going to take time. It's only his 3rd game playing, and he's not fully healthy. So we'll see. it says here they're talking about like the Portland thing because this article was from yesterday, but we won against Portland.
Right.
But there's not much else on that. But I really do hope Luka, he is going to get the everything sorted out and stuff.
No, he will. It just takes time.
I mean,
it'd be different if he, wasn't injured.
Yeah.
And then just getting traded. Like, it would still take time, even just getting traded like that, being betrayed like that. But getting injured on top of that and not playing for months, that just adds, to the time that it's going to take to get back into it.
But once Luke is fully healthy, he's not going to have trouble with the ball. He obviously needs to get out of the shooting slump, but you keep shooting and shooting until you get out of that slump. Like LeBron did. He was on that really bad 3-point slump back in November or something like that.
Yeah. Last night he shot 50%.
Yeah, he's
like, I remember when I went to bed, he was 0 for 4 last night from 3, and then I woke up and he went 4 for 8. So he was 0 for 4, and then he hit his next 4. So
yeah, so it happens. Shooting slumps happen even to the GOAT.
Yeah,
it happens. But Luka will get past it. I hope.
He will. He definitely will.
No, he will. It'll just take time and stuff like that.
All right, we can wrap this episode up. It's kind of a long one, but we appreciate you guys for listening. Like I said, not really much socials up right now. We got Instagram, and then listen to our gaming podcast if you're in the gaming and gaming news. We do 2 episodes a week on that. Rylan, do you have anything else?
Just obviously around September, we'll be posting on this podcast once, maybe, or twice a week. We'll see. Or it might be, who knows, 3 times or so a week. Because Ashton will actually have time to record and stuff. Which will be pretty nice.
It will be pretty nice.
So gaming news will be,
every
week. Every day and stuff like that.
Well, every weekday. We're thinking Monday through Thursday, or Monday through Friday for gaming.
So. Yeah, we're not sure. We're not sure about how the sports one will be. We might maybe 3 times or so a week.
We'll just have to see how the gaming one goes first.
We'll figure it out. But just we're focusing more on the gaming one because obviously it's bigger, and plus we post more episodes a week when it comes to it as well. So we'll obviously figure that out and stuff. The sports one, I feel like it'll get big because it's been doing good download wise and stuff. Just Spreaker's kind of weird.
Yeah, it is.
We don't use Red Circle anymore for our sports one because they ripped us off.
Yeah,
but we might start using it again if Spreaker doesn't stop acting up. But you said it was kind of fixing, wasn't it?
It's doing better.
Just not as good as Red Circle.
It's close. I don't know.
I haven't really checked.
I'm getting like 300 a day or something. So
yeah, but make sure to follow our socials, gaming socials, stuff like that too. Our gaming podcast Discord. Eventually, we'll have a Discord for this podcast, but that'll be a while.
Once our gaming one starts doing something, maybe.
Yeah, then we'll actually make one for this podcast. But other than that, that's all I have.
All right. Appreciate you guys. We'll catch you next week.